before I started this, I was working corporate and was kind of looking for something. I was looking for a different idea. I was keeping my mind open. And I had a friend who kept telling me about the wineries in Norfolk, and I really thought that I would end up in a county where people would be making wine in the kitchen sink. Like, that's kind of what was in my mind. I don't know why, and because it's small towns, right? That was my assumption. So one day I went down to visit the girlfriend who had told me about this, and she said, "I'm going to take you to one of my favorite wineries." And so I was like, okay, and I didn't really think it was a big deal. And then we showed up at the Burning Kiln, which is, I always refer to it as sort of like the flagship winery out in Norfolk County. And we showed up, and there was this incredible vineyard, this beautiful landscape, backdrop onto the biosphere, the Carolinian forest. Like, it is one of the most beautiful places I've seen in Ontario. And I sat on this patio drinking this fabulous wine, and I was in awe. I was shocked and in awe. And the manager came over and started chatting with us, and offered us to try different things, and then said, do you have any questions? And I said, yeah, like, is anyone doing wine tours out here? Because this place is amazing. And she said, well, no one's doing that yet. And I said, I'm gonna do that. Like, it literally just fell out of my mouth. I'm gonna do that. And I don't know where it came from. And so after that moment, it was like, I left with notes on napkins, and it was constantly like this little voice in the back of my head that kept saying, you need to do something with this. You need to be a part of this place. Because so many people needed to experience what I was experiencing that day. And so I started writing my business plan, and I was super discouraged because I realized the cost of running tours was quite high. The cost of owning vehicles and liability and all of those things were really, really high. And I wanted to start with 15 or 20 people at a time. And I realized really quickly that wasn't going to be feasible for me. So a friend said, why don't you start small? Take 6 or 7 people at a time and see how it goes. And I was like, you know what? I can do that. So 2 years later, I launched. It launched in January of last year, so January 2nd of 2018. And I had tours booked already for March and April, and took more than 350 people out last year, 4 to 7 people at a time, which was really more than I kind of had imagined that it would be. This year I have kind of grown the business in the corporate side. So not only am I taking still those small groups of 4 to 7, but I'm now able to take groups of up to 50. So I'm working with different corporate groups in the area who want to really celebrate their teams and do something a little different and have some fun. And that's what I'm exploring this year.